Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session of our channel where we look forward to connect together and listen to your queries, of course, understand your concerns, and try to respond them as much as possible because it's all about helping our QA community. And most importantly, we would like to make sure that you find a platform where you can go ahead and ask your questions. And as usual, we are looking forward to our audience to go ahead and share their doubts, share their questions, clarifications, whatsoever they may have. And we will be looking forward to assist you as much as possible to make sure that you have a wonderful experience being on this channel and being a part of this live session too, where we want to make sure that everyone has a satisfactory output to the best level known to me. And at the same time, we just want to give you the platform, right, which gives you the comfort of having the freedom of getting your doubts clarified, no matter where you are learning it from. It does not create a constraint for us. Being a subscriber to this channel is not a criteria to ask a question. So we give you complete freedom to have this opportunity of interacting and getting your QA related queries resolved and have the most out of this interactive sessions through these live opportunities, right? To get started, meanwhile, we get any questions and the audience join us shortly. We are looking forward to get started with some common things as usual. I would like to congratulate all the people who got certified this week. Certainly, we got a lot of comments on my channel where people have let me know uh, the things have been really great for them. They succeeded with their examination and they have certainly let me know. And I would like to congratulate them once again. So congratulations, all the succeeders who have completed their examinations here and took some time out to let me know through comments, through LinkedIn. I'm really happy to hear about you, and I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. And more importantly, on the other hand, we are going ahead with our software testing boot camp for all the people who are new to software testing or people who want to migrate from a non-technical domain to a technical world. So currently we are in chapter 5 talking about the test management and adding more value there, but we'll be looking forward to complete this entire thing, targeted to complete by September, hopefully. And we are looking forward to add more and more interesting tutorials for everyone to make sure that everyone finds this bootcamp very helpful to explore more about testing and can help them to transform their journey to a technical world. And also to let you know, team, again, a lot of people join in here through this channel, of course, but not many people know about my other channels. So my other channels are Testing in Nutshell, right? Where I keep talking about other than ISTQB, everything else, right? So feel free to be a part of that too, as you will be learning a lot of other concepts from me, and look forward to that channel too. And there's another channel which I certainly have is technical vocabulary, and that channel is only for the definition. The short videos which we talk about is the definitions, meaning of several terms and technical words. So look forward to these two channels too, as a lot of people would be looking forward to, get some quick definitions from a testing real world perspective. And sometimes Google does not help us to get the right answers or right definition to that. So this is where it just asked me to create a new channel, and we are looking forward to that. So I think I've already started getting a lot of questions on the chat. So let's hold on here for my updates and let's go to the objective of this session. I think the very first comment is coming in from Sudhakar. Sudhakar says, "Hi Neeraj, hope you're doing great." Yes, I am doing great. Thank you for asking, Sudhakar, and I hope the same for you. Sudhakar says, "Could you please tell me about the experience required to take test analyst exam? Currently, I have 3.2 years of experience." Okay, first of all, there's no criteria as such. Okay, there's no prerequisite on number of years of experience what you may have to take up any certification, but they still have a criteria like 18 months is minimum to take the advanced level certification, which you already have. So there's no problem with that. You have around 38 months of experience. The point here is that 3.2 is still considered to be slightly young in the industry to understand the concepts of test analyst, but I'm not challenging, okay? I'm not challenging your expertise, your knowledge. You could be extraordinary person in the world of testing, and I would appreciate that. So the only suggestion what I have for you is get started with my playlist on test analyst. And if you think you are finding it difficult to relate things what you are doing than the syllabus, then stop there. Okay, stop there in the sense like you are yet to know a lot of things, because generally people with 5 years experience or 6 years of experience can go ahead and take up the certification, but no challenges, right? No challenges to your understanding and your expertise. Please get started with the playlist. If you think no, things are getting bouncer over my head and I'm not able to figure out what exactly does that mean, have I ever done such things before, then it's not the time, right? So you judge yourself that are you able to get the points, are you able to get the concepts what we have covered there, and does it make sense to you, easy to understand, right? I'm here to help. I'm not saying I'm not going to help you. Of course you know that I'm here to help you, but the point is not everything can be virtually created, right? It has to be related to your real world expertise, real world experience, how you have been doing some of your exercises, because 3.2 years is still more of like a test engineer, right? And test analyst is more of like leader of the functional test team and has certain specific responsibilities. So get through that, understand, and get started. And if you think things are a bit challenging, you need to learn more, stop there. If you don't think so, then all the very best for your preparation. You would be able to do it, because I think I did it around 4 years of my experience and I didn't find any challenges to get certified. So you can also do it, right? So there's no criteria as such. This is where I started, right? I told you there's no specific experience defined by ISTQB that you should have 4 years of experience to learn test analyst certification or take it up. There's no such criteria. They have only 18 months, right? They say that even a 1.5 year old guy in the testing world can take up the advanced level certification. So there's no harm. Just have a look on that, okay? And let me know if you need any assistance, any further inputs to get started. We have Ravi here. Ravi says, good evening, Neeraj. Very good evening, Ravi. I recently cleared ISTQB Foundation and Agile. Could you please inform about how to uh, do payment module testing? Uh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by do payment module testing? Oh, payment module testing. Oh, sorry. Okay, I get it. So you're trying to test. Okay, first of all, thank you for letting me know about your success. Congratulations on both the certifications, Ravi. The second important thing is just the payment part is being tested. You will have some stubs created by the developer, like a fake credit card number, fake credit card details or debit card details, the net banking details. So whatever your payment options are, right? You would have those fake credentials with you. So this is how we get started. Exactly. Thank you for letting me know that. So we basically get started with those fake stubs which we are created by the developers, and they will share that information with you that, hey, this is the credit card information for Visa, or this is for Amex or something like that. And you can just go ahead and keep using those fake credentials where real transactions will not happen, but it will be just like real. Okay, it will ask you for authentication, it will ask you for entering the CVV, entering the expiry date, card number, and sort of thing. So you will be pretty much doing the same. So your test cases would be more from the point of a user interactive payment execution, that if I have checked out from an e-commerce website, or if I'm landing up on a page where the payment gateway is telling you that, hey, this is the amount need to be paid, and then you have to continue entering your card options like debit card, credit card, or any other options what your payment gateway is offering. And you just have to fill in the details just like any other application you do, and perform the confirmation. So you should get an email notification that yes, the payment was received through the payment gateway, right? So the payment pages are tested just as similar to others, but here you will have the introduction to stubs and drivers to restrict the access. Remember, when you talk about the reverse path, that if I'm on the payment gateway and I press backspace, it should say confirm resubmission. That means you need to come back from the parent application once again to continue making the payment. You cannot go back and this should not revert back, right? So those kind of things should be taken into account while testing these kind of application. I hope that answers your question, and if not, just let me know what's next. I'll assist you there too. Aganshu is here. Says, I appeared for Agile Tester Foundation level 2 days back. Your mock test in TM Square blog was very good. Waiting for my exam results. All right. Thank you so much again, Shu, for letting us know the feedback for the blog spot which we have created recently. And we just tried building up a blog which basically gives people the real-time experience of attempting an examination, and it also let people do with the right set of examination questions. In fact, we keep receiving a lot of questions which are fake in the sense like they are not correct, they don't have the right answers, they do not have the right question, in fact. So we just wanted to make sure that we get started with a platform where we can give you the questions as per the real syllabus, as per the real examination, so that you can take it up like a mock examination and even get to know your results. So thank you so much for letting us know your result, and we wish you all the very best for your examination results too. We hope you certainly pass the exam, because this is what we have seen in the past. So thank you again, Shu, for taking some time out and letting us know about it. We got Talman. Talman says, hi, thank you for your boot camp. Can you please elaborate on the difference between system testing and system integration? Thank you. Talman, the system testing and system integration testing is slightly tricky to relate. Now, let me take an example. Assume that you're talking about elevators, okay? Elevators. Now, elevator is not a single thing which is built by one company. It has two major parts, okay? One is the software controlling the elevator, and second is the metal body which you get contained in, right? You step into that container and climb the force, right? Now assume that I'm a company, TM Square, who wants an elevator to be built, but I don't do this myself. So I call out a company X who is expert in making embedded softwares, and I call out a company Y, which is in metallurgy and kind of like metal fabrications, and they are well known for the elevator bodies with the strength and heat, mass, and load and all that calculations. So now what I did, I approached as TM Square, I approached company X and gave them the specification of my software requirement that, hey, this is how the building will be, this is what the size of the elevator will be, and I want you to build a software which controls the climbing of the elevator. And I also went to company Y and told them the dimensions of my elevator box, and told them to build that interior decorator textures, etc., to them, that hey, I want these kind of things, I want fan, I want lighting, I want a mirror in the elevator, all that. Now company X, once they complete the software which controls the elevator, will do their system testing, right? And same way company Y, when they complete the entire box body of the elevator, they will do their system testing from the hardware point of view. Okay, now they will hand over their systems to me. Okay, X will say, we are done with system testing, come and accept it. We will do the acceptance testing, accept it there, like on a small level, but on a small level. This is not clear acceptance testing, okay? Don't confuse yourself. And company Y will also hand over the system to me, right? Now the point is, I will collect two systems, okay, and integrate them, the software with the hardware. And I'll call out this testing as system integration testing, where I'm integrating two systems together to build my end product. And then I'll release it into the market or give it to the company who asked me for the elevator, right? So my brand name will be their TM Square Elevators, but I actually got them built by two different companies, right? So now this is what I do as TM Square, will be combination of the software and hardware put together, is called as system integration. Now, system integration can happen between software and software. For example, e-commerce website with payment gateway. I can do it with the hardware and hardware. Like you can go for amusement park, roller coaster rides. They're hardware combination. Okay, different things built by different companies and then assembled together. So system integration is between software, hardware, hardware, and I hope that makes sense to you now. Right, Telman? Just let me know if you're okay with that. If there's anything else I can help you with, just feel free to drop another comment. Shiba says, hi sir, hi Shiba. I hope you're doing well. Uh, Wakas says, I have 3 years of experience in manual testing, but still not confident in attempting ISTQB Foundation. Where should I start and where should I find some good mock exams? I think you're just standing in the right place and you're asking the right question. Uh, I have got a playlist here in TM Square channel, which is helping thousands of people across the world to get prepared. And we do have a great playlist for all of us where you can look forward to prepare well. And let me just help you with the quick link to that. And that would help you to get an idea and insight that what exactly you can get started with. So right here, I'm dropping you a link, which is foundation tutorial. Now this is for everyone's reference. So have a look on this link, Vokas, and you can get started with your preparation here. And second thing is you can try out the mocks on my portal where I publish a lot of mocks slowly. So you can look forward to that as a preparatory material. So this is for the mock assessment. And you can just try from here or go to ISTQB official website, istqb.org. There is no other website which gives you right set of questions for preparation. Please, okay? Please take this for granted. And again, a common announcement to everyone that you do not have dumps for ISTQB. ISTQB never releases any sort of um, past examination papers in public. So there's nothing called as dumps. I was just answering a question before this live session to someone, and people were asking. I was going through dumps of ISTQB. I said there is no dumps. You're referring a fake source of questions. Okay, so, and I think post this tutorial, it will answer your first question that why you're not feeling confident, because there might be few things which might not be clear. Adhering yourself to the syllabus will make you more confident. And if you still don't feel confident after doing all this tutorial preparation and mock assessments, reach out to me. I'll help you. I'll talk to you personally, understand what is that which is not making you confident, and try to give you some inputs, right? And that's again free of cost. I don't charge for consulting people to assist them for the preparation, right? So feel free to reach out to me for that. So Daka says, thank you so much, Neeraj. I'm going through your GA playlist. Good. All the best. Ganshu says, Neeraj, where do I check my certifications course online for completed exam? What is the exact website to refer? Aganshu, you would have registered yourself before taking the examination. So you should log into the same account where you registered for the examination, and you will find your scorecard for the previous exam there. So you can check your scores there itself. Okay. Telman says, thanks a lot. Another question, Internet of Things. What is that? Internet of Things are those things which are kind of like wearable devices, right? So for example, if you're talking about connecting AirPods with your phone, or if you're talking about connecting your smartwatch with your cell phone and having the sync between them, like everything what you do on phone could be pretty much done on your smartwatch, right? And you can get notifications, you can take a call from there. You may not be able to type text, but you can see the notifications there, right? Now that synchronization is what we basically take care of when we build such devices. So Internet of Things is more about having these kind of devices being working with different other devices like Wi-Fi cameras. If you talk about CCTV, earlier it was cabled and you used to watch this in a monitor, but today you have Wi-Fi CCTV cameras and you can just sync and get to know what's happening around, right? People are building up products on top of it, right? So these are the things which are called as Internet of Things, right? So you can talk about them in very detail. Wakas says, thank you. I really appreciate your response. Actually, the white box testing part is a bit of a bother for me, but I'll check your playlist. Do check my playlist. And for your bothering thing, I don't think you should bother because we don't have detailed discussion on white box testing in our ISTQB Foundation. We just have the definition of white box testing in our syllabus. You don't have to solve a programming based question. Okay, you don't have to solve a technical programming based question as per the examination syllabus. So don't worry about that at all. Okay, so white box should not bother you. Suhas says, hi sir, good evening. Could you please tell how to prepare for automation with Java, how to build programming knowledge, as I'm from non-technical background. Okay, just to surprise you, I'm also from non-technical background, but no longer. I did my graduation in mechanical just to keep you motivated. And I also thought the same thing. That's the reason I did not do my graduation in computer science or information science. The reason was I did not really understand programming that much. But trust me, when you start building your knowledge in softwares, you start interacting with systems day to day, you pretty much realize how exactly a simple code would do. So, Java is a language, okay, which is very user friendly to get started with. And it's not that you don't really have to learn it. You do have to learn it, but the point is, it's not difficult when you have decided that programming is not difficult than you, right? Anything is easy if you have decided to conquer it, if you have decided to learn about it. So same thing, I just decided one day that I have to learn the programming to have automation skill set added to my portfolio because the world was looking for that. And I pretty much just executed few very basic examples of programming initially, right? I'm not talking about writing complex constructs or overriding concepts, etc. I'm talking about simple programming to print two numbers, do some basic arithmetic operations like adding two numbers, multiplying few numbers, etc. And that's it, right? And I got the flew of it. I got the, the way the programming is being done. What are the syntax? So you don't get stuck with writing programs. You get stuck with using syntax and getting hold of it. Once you get started, right, it'll become very convenient and simple and easy to follow the protocol. And it depends on how frequently you exercise them. Trust me, I have done this mistake. Okay, I started learning Java for 3 days and then took a gap of 3 months. Then I again started learning, took a gap of 3 months. So this is where we find it complicated and say that programming is difficult to learn. But trust me, if you do it continuously for a month and then on, okay, don't lose a grip. Why developers find tech programming very simple? Because that's their daily job. Why testers find programming difficult? Because that's not our daily job. So you have to set a schedule, okay, at least for a few months, that every day I have to sit down and write some programs for at least 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours I have to do something with Java. Okay, and that's how you get good hold of the programming language. And when you know one language, all other languages will become easy for you. Okay, so it's not challenging at all, right? You just have to get started and just follow the protocols, and it'll be easy and simple to learn the concepts. All you have to do is just get started, and it would make more sense. Okay, and there's nothing called as non-technical background. It's just a technology which you're trying to learn, and you will be able to do it, right? So all the very best to us. Do let me know if there's anything if I can help you. Okay, Talman says thank you. Suhail is here. Suhail says, hello, sir. Good afternoon. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for your response. I've started again to visit the videos from chapter 1, 3, and 4. Thank you, Suhail, for letting us know about that. Let me just tell our audience, team, just for an example to give you the encouragement and inspiration. Suhail just reached out to me, I think, 2 or 3 days back on LinkedIn, and he said he needs some kind of motivation on understanding where is he lacking. And we just scheduled a call, a simple call, right the next day when he approached me, and we connected together to understand what could be the challenges and where exactly he must be lacking and what kind of demotivation he has. And we just spoke for, I think, 30 minutes or 45 minutes max. And we tried just interacting with each other to understand what is the pain point, what are the key areas which might be demotivating him, or why he's not feeling confident about the examination. And trust me, it went well. And Suhail is here. He's following the approach which I've given him. So, team, this is just to encourage you to reach out to me because I don't have any restrictions. I don't have gate passes. I don't have a security guard to reach out to me. You don't have to take an appointment. All you have to do is ping me Okay, offline, online, anywhere. You have my LinkedIn profile link right in the description of any video. Okay, even this live session video has a LinkedIn profile address. So just get connected with me, ping me there, and we will talk about you. We'll just listen to you and try to understand what the problem you're facing and try to help you to overcome the challenges, right? So feel free to take any kind of assistance because I'm here to help and build a better QA community for tomorrow, right? So Suhail, thank you so much for letting us know about your preparation. Please go through them and it should be 4 and 5. Okay, fifth chapter is significant enough to get hold of it. So 1, 4, 5, not 1, 3, and 4. Okay, is there anything else? Just feel free to let me know. I think I'm pretty much caught up with all the questions on the chat. Just go ahead, team. If you got more questions, I'm here to talk about them. I'm here to help you. As far as I know about it, I'll respond. If there's nothing I know, I'll at least get some information for you, give you a pathway where you can find the information. But just go ahead and feel free to let me know. Okay, so yeah, and okay, so yep, we're waiting for more questions to come up, and we'll be talking about them as soon as we have it. Yeah, so we were just talking about software testing bootcamp. This playlist is built specially for people who are migrating from non-technical domain to testing and helping them understand everything at the layman level that what software testing is all about, so that people can build a uh, great interactive understanding of real world that how testing happens in reality and what kind of factors we need to take into account to get interview ready, right? And if you know, see, there are a lot of people who keep asking me what could be an interview question for a tester, who's trying for the first time. I think I have a different philosophy. The better you know the content, the better you can answer anything. You don't have to be reliable on some set of questions that, okay, this question has this answer, this question has this answer. An interviewer could be pretty much different and may not ask you any of those questions, right? We can frame some questions, which I think is right and appropriate for a tester. But a real interviewer could be different also. So what will you do in that case? You would think, oh, Neeraj never told me this question to answer in the interview or how to prepare for this type of question. You'll get stuck. So what's the point? The point is, the better you know the context of testing, the better you know the content of testing, you'll be more confident to put them together and respond to any question. So I have a different philosophy towards interview preparation, that is, know the content better than just the questions. Don't drive yourself according to the questions. What are people asking? Be confident with what testing is all about. Why are we doing testing? Who are we as testers? Why should a company look forward to hire us as a test engineer? What's distinct about you when it comes to testing the quality of a product? What do you know about it? Then it will just help you to frame your own answers. You don't have to by heart anything. So I don't believe in giving you any kind of interview questions. That's the reason I'm not preparing any videos on that. More importantly, I give more and more knowledge to people that if you stand after the interview in front of anyone, and if they are talking to you, they should feel that yes, this guy is a very good tester and knows many things about testing, right? So feel free to be that independent person in terms of the questions, not in terms of the team or something. Be independent with the knowledge that let people ask you anything and you are like this upfront to respond to them that, yeah, I know what is test environment. I know why should we write logical test cases. I know why I should write a concrete test cases, or when should I go for the exploratory testing? Because people can teach you what it is, but I can teach you why it is. In my tutorials, you will find the reason behind them, the logic behind them, and that is what is making it different and why people are appreciating it, right? So build that different philosophy and it will make you more confident towards what you're doing. And not only just a short-term goal, right? You can continue this approach for your long-term goals as well. Moving up to the test manager level. A test manager never wonders about what it is. A test manager is worried about why it is. Why should I do this? Why should I test this? Why should I write 10,000 test cases for anything? And why should I just do it with 100 test cases? Justifiable, right? So it will help you to build a mentality and mindset for being a manager tomorrow, not just limiting yourself to be a tester with 15 years of experience. Trust me, we have met people, we have met a lot of people across the world who are still a test engineer with 15 years of experience. Come on, you must be kidding. What are you doing for 15 years without becoming a manager? It's high time for you. The reason is they don't have that mentality. They don't have that mindset of thinking and decision making. All they know is how to write test cases and execute them. They don't have the abilities to think about why should I decide that it should not be done? Or how can I decide why this should be done? And that is what is more crucial for any individual to be aware of. So we are trying to build that kind of capability in you through our tutorials that don't be just limited to what it is. Try to explore more about it. We are giving you the information and make yourself more capable towards decision making, providing inputs, making kind of corrections, innovations in the way the testing works in reality, right? Let me take the other question from here now. Tran says hi Tran. Manushri says, hello sir, do we have a good career path in testing? How well do we need to prepare for foundation exam? I want to appear for the exam next month. So Manushri, first of all, what's the career path in testing? Of course, there is when there is quality, then there is testing. And you can relate yourself that can quality be eliminated from the products because the world is very competitive. And no matter even if you're buying a small piece of clothing or any kind of accessories which you use, you are looking forward to quality. Cost is no longer a factor. There was an era 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when people used to cut on cost to compromise with quality. Okay, but today people are very much fond of quality, right? You can see for yourself that how many people used to afford iPhone 20 years ago, right? And how many people can afford iPhone today. So cost is no longer a challenge, but quality is, because now quality is becoming more and more competitive, and the more quality is becoming competitive, testing will sustain, because without a test engineer you cannot get quality for sure, right? And your perceptions cannot be replaced by a developer, because a developer is having a psychology of building up the solutions, not proving that it may not work, right? So testing is having a great future for sure. Second thing, how well do we need to prepare for the foundation exam? I would say you don't have to prepare, okay? You just have to know your job better. The way you know what you're supposed to do when you get into an organization, the more you know about it, that prepares you well, right? But of course, answering it technically, that you do have a syllabus standing right there, which is having 6 chapters, and you have to go through those 6 chapters for sure. Excusing any of the topic in that could lead to any loss of marks for sure. So make sure that you go through all the 6 chapters in very detailed way. Have a context being built up in your mind that what it is and why it is. Two things. Make sure anything what you're learning, you know the answer for what and why. Okay, if you don't know any of one of these answer for any topic in the syllabus, you are still supposed to complete that, right? And the third thing is, you want to appear in next month. Yeah, that completely depends on you, how long you take to prepare for the exam, because people have different commitments. Nobody's sitting idle preparing whole day for ISTQB Foundation. People have done in 16 hours of time. People have even done it in 30 days of time, right? So there is no decent timeline to prepare for it. It all goes with your availability of learning the concepts, grasping it, and preparing for it, right? And there's no tight or fixed timeline that you should finish it in 1 week. Beyond that, it is longer, right? So take your own time, okay? Take your own time. But yes, on a decent timeline, 10 to 15 days is enough to prepare for this examination. Okay, 10 to 15 days would be more than enough. But again, no strict timelines. If you think you're taking longer than 15 days, because you might have work to do and you may not find time every day to prepare for this, take your own time. Okay, but 30 days will be enough at the end of the day. Dinesh says, good evening, sir. Difference between interoperability and integration testing. Oh, that's a very interesting question, Dinesh. When you say integration is more between two or more modules within the same application. Okay, one application, there are so many modules. When we try integrating them, that is data flow, interfaces, communication between them, is what we call it as integration testing. Whereas interoperability is pretty much the same, but it is between two applications. Okay, two different applications, not between the modules. So these are the major difference between interoperability and integration. So integration between two applications is called as interoperability. For example, integrating Jira with GitHub. Now, GitHub is a different thing altogether. Jira is a different thing altogether. If I want to integrate them and have the GitHub interface within Jira, or have, you want to see all the updates of GitHub in Jira itself, you do that integration, and this is what you call it as interoperability. But within Jira, if I'm connecting two modules, like issues with the releases with the kind of roadmap, then that's what you call it as integration testing. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Dinesh, let me know if there's anything. So Dhakar says, hi Neeraj, it's me again. Any idea about the testing done from the development side and the actual test team side? What are all the major differences would be? Oh, first of all, the major difference would be on the level of testing. The level initialization is unit testing, where simple and small components or smallest piece of code will be tested. And these type of testing is performed by developer. Okay, because they will be building up small piece of codes one after the other, and they will be responsible to test each and every unit and get to the conclusion on that whether this unit is independently working fine or not. Whereas after all the units have been tested, the units have to be connected, right? And these connection between the units are called as integration. And from there on, we have the biasing that not the same person who created it should be testing it. So testing team takes over from there and perform all other levels of functional testing like integration, system, etc. Now, beyond that, there might be some further scope of non-functional testing like performance, security, usability, accessibility, etc. Then in that case, we'll have a separate specialization team, which will be doing the testing on the product to validate those quality characteristics. Now, again, that is done by the test team, not by the developer. So developer is only responsible to do the initial level of testing called as unit testing, where they check the smallest piece of code which is built by them before handing it over to the testing team, right? So I hope that answers your question. Do let me know if there's anything else. Ranjan says, hi sir, Prince 2 certification is good, or having other certifications for management? Would be tough question for me to answer, because I myself have not done any of those certifications like PMP or Prince 2. But I'll tell you something what I've heard from people who have taken it. So PMP is something which is quite common and normal among managers, so you can look forward to that. And Prince 2, again, I have heard few more people that they have taken Prince 2, but I don't know the difference between PMP and Prince 2. So I may not be able to differentiate between them, and I may not be strongly able to recommend you about taking up Prince 2 certifications too. So that would be something which is out of my scope. As far as I've not done it myself, I won't comment anything on it. Okay? Because I only comment or recommend people with what I know. If I don't know anything about it, there's no false statements to make about it. Please reach out to someone who has done Prince 2 and take better suggestions from them. Okay? Anyways, thank you so much for asking your question. Manusri says, sure, sir, thank you very much. You're welcome. All right, team, don't forget to drop a thumbs up or spread the word. that we have a live session where we look forward to respond to people's question without any cost, without any charges. And we do this every Saturday between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. and respond to every individual's query without any sort of criteria that you should be a member of this channel, you should be a subscriber of this channel. Subscribing is completely optional. We don't cry like other YouTubers, please like, share, and subscribe. We just ask you to promote this live video so that we can help more and more people across the world. Because trust me, if I ask any random tester today and just randomly I ask them, do you know about Team Square? They say no. Okay. And then I ask them, hey, have you found any platform where you are getting answers to your question, not tutorials? Okay. They say no. So when I hear these two no's, right, I realize that I've still not reached my expected audience level. And then I realized, come on, I see my channel talking about a lot of positive feedbacks. Thousands of people have got benefited from this channel, but there are lakhs of people who don't know about it. Second thing is, at least for the doubts clarification, we are the only one who is having this small live session happening in one corner of the world, and the world doesn't know about it. So please do that needful on my behalf to let our community know that if you have any questions, get it asked here, because I'm here to answer happily, right? And second thing, if anyone is preparing for ISTQB tutorials, at least give them a kind of input that, hey, you can try out these videos. Okay, we don't want to tell you that please strongly recommend this channel or something. No, it could be beneficial to you but may not be beneficial to others. So just recommend them in terms of like, give it a try if it is helpful, right? And if it works, good. If it doesn't work, look for some alternative, because I don't claim that I'm the perfect. Okay. Right. So that's another thing. Go ahead, team. So please feel free to recommend this channel or help people learn more about what is testing. And especially for this live session, we want your suggestions, we want your recommendations so that people can come here and ask their questions to us. And we just want to make sure that people are having at least their doubts clarified, right? Because we don't want people to roam around in the jungle without any context. They should have some right pathways to get started where they can learn things and they can start, doing their preparation towards their success. Okay, let me pick up other set of questions. Dinesh says, need elaborated explanation on probe effect. Okay, so probe effect, I don't know, Dinesh, why that comes to your understanding. First of all, okay, we see this in the non-functional testing. So generally, the context here is when you try altering a system. For example, if you're talking about update, so assume that my system was live and it was working fantastically, and the responses were well within less than or equal to 3 seconds. Okay, and suddenly we planned for doing an update. An update was in one corner of the system, and due to this update, the performance got impacted, right? Performance or any sort of system behavior has changed. But this was not done intentionally. The most common important thing or most important thing to remember here is unintentional side effect, right? Which can be covered with regressions too. But I'm talking from a technical perspective that I modified something, my regression test passed, but my performance degraded. Getting my point? Don't relate that this is related to regression alone. It could be related to regression as well. You add something and the other part of it has side effects. Now, that side effect could be in functionality or non functionality. quite often we observe this in the non-functional parameters, because to a certain extent, if I make an update, all my functional regression test can pass. But when I do performance, I realize that now it is, instead of less than equal to 3 seconds, the response time is taking longer, that is less than or equal to 5 seconds. Now, why this happened? Because of the update. Now, this unintended alteration in the system could certainly cause any sort of measurement or behavior change in the system, and that could be challenging for any product, right? So this is what you call it as probe effect, where you see, you make changes to one part and the other part has some sort of deviations. James, which ISTQB certs do you recommend for automation testing? I think for automation testers, we only have one certification, which is specific to test automation engineer. You would find that in the ISTQB official website, and I do have the tutorials for that. Second thing, you can look forward to your domain specific certification. For example, if you're in mobile application testing, or if you're in automation of performance, if you're in automation of automotive, right? So you have domain specialization certification right below them. So you can look forward to that also as the second set of certification. So two certification only for automated testers, automation testers to take up from ISTQB. And the third one, which would be the role specific, that you can look forward to take up the test manager certification, which would be anyways global for everyone. Not specifically to automation test engineer, but anyone can take it up down the line to look forward to become a manager in testing. So yeah, one, test automation engineer, the very first thing. Second, you can talk about the specialization certifications for which you are the tester. And third, role-based certification, test manager, you can look forward to that. Okay. Suhas says, thanks a lot. Just one more question. I'm planning to give ISTQB foundation level exam from GasQ. What's the fees for this exam? Not sure. You need to check on their website, because every board has a different price for the certification. So I may not be able to tell you the right price. Denise says, I was going through chapter 6 on tools, and there we got probe effect. Okay, probably. They will be talking about the changes in certain things. Yeah, that's correct. Talman says, the last update on ISTQB was done in 2018. Is there any update coming in the nearest future? What should we expect? What kind of changes? Yes, the last update was done in 2018, and ISTQB do not change the syllabus quite often until unless the world has changed their way of working. Okay, only if the trend in working in the real world changes, like people start talking about different naming conventions or different way of testing the system, then only the syllabus has a scope of change. Otherwise, the previous change in the syllabus was in 2011. Okay, and 2011 to 2018 is 7 years. And that time we did not talk about a lot of things like traceability. We did not talk about the details of boundary value analysis. We did not talk about the work products which we prepare in testing. So a lot of those things were added in 2018. And I don't see or foresee a need of change in the syllabus, because 2018 is pretty much talking about the latest, and there has not been any kind of transformation in the world of testing as of now. And we don't anticipate then, at least for a few years. So yeah, there would not be anything which we can predict right now. And second thing is, there is no need of changing the syllabus. It's fantastically sticking to what we are doing in reality. Kirti says, hi Neeraj, can you please tell us about robot framework? It's for automation testing. Yeah, sure, why not? I can talk about it. Now, of course, it is for automation testing. So robot framework basically is everywhere. Again, like robotic framework is more about, this is basically a kind of test automation framework for acceptance testing or acceptance test driven development. Now, it's just that it works on a tabular form, right? And you can find a lot of information on this on the internet, including Google or any kind of automated courses which you might be looking at. So robot framework is more of like giving you the freedom of automating things through keywords or acceptance test driven. So when business users wants to perform automated test, then they can make use of this framework pretty well. That would help them to give the convenience of saving a lot of time. So they don't do functional coding like us. For example, if you're talking about Selenium, you're talking about UFT or Cypress or any Catalan Studio. We don't talk about those kind of real coding or programming to do the automation. Business users could be from non-testing background, and they are testing the system from the acceptance point of view. So they have acceptance criteria with them, and these acceptance criteria will be more of like an expectation of the system. That's it. They don't really have to be familiar with how to write Java, Python, and sort of thing. So they built a different framework where they make use of keywords, and from the keywords they can drive their test, right? So whatever the test they write, they can run it and perform it. But of course, this is a lot of deep dive into it. It's not something very limited to what I'm talking right now, and there are a lot of things which you can explore inside it. So look forward to a full-fledged session on robot framework, which would give you the very detailed explanation of what exactly it is and how to implement it. But yes, as you know, there are three different test approaches. Okay, there are three different test approaches in Agile. We have TDD, test driven development, we have BDD, behavior driven development, and we have ATDD, acceptance test driven development. So TDD is more of like JUnit, unit frameworks where you can do unit testing, including Mockito and all that sort of thing. BDD is your Cucumber, right, where you do behavior driven development. And same way, the third one is ATDD, which is acceptance test driven development, which is done with help of robot framework. So all three things in line. Okay, Geeti, I hope that answers your question. If you still have something, please feel free to let me know. Dinesh says thanks. Talman says thanks. You're welcome. James says, what are your thoughts on Web Sriviro? What is this? Sorry, I think I'm hearing it for the first time. Srivadio, Web Srivadio. Oh, what exactly is this? Let me just figure out. This is something new for me. Web Srivio. Next gen browser and mobile automation testing. WebDrive IO. Okay, sounds like an extension to basic automation, right? And it's gonna be more of like web-based testing, right? Giving you the freedom of testing with several cross-browser testing, which was initially a challenge for the Selenium. And at the same time, we talk about various plugins and add-ons. The world is transforming on the terms of browser. There was a time when browser was just a browser. People used to download Google Chrome, install it, and start using it to browse internet. But today, we are talking about extensions, we are talking about add-ons, we are talking about plugins, and there are applications which needs those add-ons and plugins to be installed. And to overcome that limitation of only testing the product on the browser, excluding the plugins, add-ons, and sort of thing. I think this application is, or this particular platform is being built with a lot of protocols, which is going to allow you to do cross-browser testing and give you the freedom of testing various plugins and add-ons too. But to be frank, I have not practically started working with this. I have never seen this before and never tried it before. So I may not be the right person to deep dive into this. But yeah, thank you for giving me an ignition to do something new. And I'll start learning more about this particular framework and see what best this can do compared to Selenium and how this could be very helpful, right? So currently, I may not have any thoughts to share with you, James, but yeah, I'll look forward to add more to it in the coming days for sure. Dinesh says, which one to go for initial level BDD? Cucumber. You can try with Cucumber, and that would be very easy to adapt as well. Very simple tool. and very easy to get started with. Yes, team, we got another 5 minutes to go from here. Please feel free to let me know if you got still any more questions. We are happy to respond to your queries before we wind up for the day. We got 5 more minutes to talk about and respond to your queries, but don't worry. I'm always available offline. You can drop me a comment on any of the videos. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, get connected. LinkedIn link is right in the description. You can stay connected with me, ask your questions there. You can chat with me live and ask your queries also other way around, right? You don't have to wait for just this Saturday to ask your questions. I'll be really happy to, respond to you at any point of time. Okay, so just feel free to reach out to me if you have any concerns, and I would be more than happy to talk about. James says, thank you. James, I think you posted the same question once again. Kirti says, thanks. We can learn it without knowing any language. And that's what I came to know from your explanation, right? Yes, that's correct. It's more about a framework being built with the approach, because a business user may not expect or not be expected to have the coding knowledge, right? So yes, you're right. Suhail says, hello, sir. Can you please explain question number 27 from mock test 1? Okay. Let me just quickly jump on there. Where are we? Do we have the mock test open? Okay, question number 27. What is it? A company's employees are paid bonuses if they work more than a year in the company and achieve a target which is individually agreed before. These facts can be shown in a decision table. Okay, you got three conditions: employment for more than 1 year, agreed target, and achieved target, bonus payment. So you got four tests there. Okay, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, no, and yes, yes, yes. Okay, which of the following test case represents a situation that can happen in real life and is missing in the above decision table? That can happen in real life and missing in the above decision table. Okay, so we have four conditions which you have to evaluate, and you have to look forward to understand that whether any of this scenario is being not covered in the table, of course, and is possible in real time. Now, that is obviously your understanding on how exactly this system works, correct? So let's have a look on these items here and start evaluating them. The first one, A says condition 1 is yes, condition 2 is no, condition 3 is yes, and action is no. That means someone is saying that he has employment of 1 year. Condition 2 is agreed target, no, and condition 3 says yes. That means he says he achieved the target. Now, without agreeing, how will he achieve the target? Does it make any sense? You are trying to tell me that I did not run the race, but I won the race. Okay, so A is incorrect. B, you say you have qualified, you ran the race, but you did not win, and you won the prize. You won the award for winning it. How is that even possible, right? That's unrealistic. Okay, you qualified, you ran the race, you did not win the race, and you are saying, I'm the winner. So B is also incorrect. C, you did not qualify, you did not run the race, and you are claiming, okay, you won the race. Incorrect again, right? Let's see the D, which is the only option remaining. You did not qualify and you ran the race, but you did not win and you did not win the award. Write a bonus for it. Quite possible, right? Because a wild card entry is always there. Always there in the sense, like, for example, last minute entry. You may not have, enrolled yourself, but when you came to know, they gave you at least an authorization that, okay, you were not there when we were preparing the list of all the participants, but yes, we can allow you to run the race. When you ran, you did not win, so you don't want an award. That's something which is possible. So D is something which can happen in real life and should be included in your tests. Okay, so answer should be D there. Does it make sense? Let me know. And that's the right explanation. Okay, Kirti says thanks, thank you. And that's it. We hit the clock. We completed an hour of our live session, team, and I think I've pretty much answered everything here. What we don't have any pending questions to be answered. So indeed, it was a great pleasure having you once again on the call, where we look forward to, certainly thank each and every participant um, to ask their questions, be an active participant to our live session, and contribute by answering, asking your questions, so that we have a great engagement during this live, making this successful. Because without your question, this session is useless. I don't want to be idle here. We look forward to your engagement, your participations to ask your question. And thank you so much for being here and participating in. Before we uh, look forward to close the day, James has something. Does it make sense for dev team to create robot testing for business team? No, not at all. It's again, QA can help, or business team can also directly do that, right? Okay, so dev has something to do with the robot framework. All right, team. So thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to you in as well. And please do recommend people that if you find any of your colleague, any of your friend who's looking forward to career guidance, who's looking forward to have their doubts regarding testing being clarified, or if they're looking forward to have ISTQB certifications or anything related to testing, this live session is for all of them. Just recommend them that it happens every Saturday between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and they can connect here to ask their queries and get them resolved. So once again, thank you so much for being here. It was really pleasure responding to your queries, and we look forward to a great session in upcoming weeks also. Right. So that's all from this particular live session, team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for being a part of this live session, team, and happy learning. Take care, stay safe. See you next weekend.